G'day, ZiggyD here with some pretty exciting Path of Exile news for you guys today. As you can probably see in the trade chat there, lots of people are trying to sell off their GCPs and 20% gems, and they're trying to buy level 20 gems. That's because, not longer than an hour ago, someone published a long-forgotten recipe in Path of Exile, essentially. Well, not entirely forgotten. Apparently only a select few people have known this recipe, and they've been keeping it to themselves because it's been allowing them to print money, essentially. Chris Wilson has announced in the past that there was one vendor recipe yet to be discovered and made public knowledge, and that only a few people were taking advantage of it. And this, apparently, is this recipe. So, what is this recipe? I'm getting friend invites? Okay, g'day mate. The recipe is you trade a level 20 non-quality gem with a single GCP to give you a level 1 20% quality gem. That is huge. So that means you level to endgame with your non-quality gems, get them to level 20. So that's after, a couple of weeks of grinding. It takes quite a while to get level 20 gems. Just saying that straight away. However, once you get there, you can then take a single GCP, maybe that you found through a drop or that you purchased, trade it to the vendor, get a level 1 gem back, and have 20%. Now, this is extremely useful for certain gems. Like, some gems, the level doesn't really even matter. Like, for example, Detonate Dead is a perfect example where most people only need that at level 1, but for anyone, I think this is going to be potentially pretty useful, as you can take these gems, you can actually take 2 copies of the same gem, level 1 in your alternate weapon slot. So let's say I open up my character, I open up my second weapon slots here, I put in 2 3-socket swords, and just have gems that I want to use in the future leveling up beside my current gems. That means when I get most of my gems to level 20, I can then switch those out, 20% quality one of those, they'll go back to level 1. If I can use them as 20% quality, that's fine. If not, I can use the ones that I haven't 20% quality just yet. And then once I level up the ones that I'm using, once I level up the 20% quality ones again, I can switch out the other ones and 20% quality them, and maybe sell them to someone else who needs them. So that's going to be pretty huge. It's going to change the way people get their 20% quality gems as well and go about it. So obviously an immediate impact of this new recipe, or this discovered recipe, is that GCP prices are potentially going to drop, possibly by quite a bit, maybe not by a lot. It'll kind of depend on how people handle it. They're certainly dropping right now while people are in a frenzy about this. And the second effect is that 20% quality gems are going to be worth a lot less. Previously, a level 20% quality gem could be worth anything from 15 GCPs to 20 GCPs. So, huge amounts of currency to buy those 20% quality level 1 gems. Whereas level 20 non-quality gems were essentially like 1 to 2 GCPs a lot of the time. Like, they didn't cost very much. And this is how people were essentially using this recipe to print money. Sure, some people might have been leveling gems to then 20%, but I think the really shrewd people that were trying to make money from this were buying people's level 20 gems for, a couple GCPs, using the vendor recipe, taking them to 20%, then selling those 20% gems for a huge profit margin. So, pretty amazing stuff. So, yeah, this is a little bit unfortunate for me because I have 12 GCP at the moment, which is, as you can see, a good chunk of my currency. And that's because I only just recently converted it to this as well from Chaos and Alex. And that's because, I'm saving up for my Moroi Urki, and I considered, when I first found out this recipe about half an hour ago, I considered selling my GCP. But then I thought about it, and I thought, I'd probably likely be selling it to one of you guys, one of my viewers, and I don't think I could, I don't think I could sleep soundly on knowing the fact that I've essentially ripped you guys off. So I'm going to wait a few days, see if the prices for GCPs settle down, see what happens there. Yeah, unfortunately it might mean that I might be a while before I get my Moroi Urki, unfortunately. I was this close, damn it. But it's okay, because I really enjoy this sort of shenanigans and when these sorts of things happen. And the market crashes sometimes, and sometimes you lose a bunch of your currency value, but yeah, that's just a part of the game, and I find that to be an awesome part of the game as well. I love that sort of economy thing. As you can see, look at all these 20% quality gems being sold in chat, and people trying to sell their GCPs as well. Some people trying to give real scumbag deals at previous prices and things like that. So just as a PSA, everyone, just maybe don't buy any GCPs or 20% quality gems for a few days until things settle down. But this is pretty exciting. So I think there was like one other implication of this recipe that I was going to say, but I can't quite remember what it was, so if I remember, I'll say in the comments below. Anyway, feel free to have a bit of discussion with me on this new topic. Tell me what you think about this new recipe, whether you knew this recipe. That would be pretty funny. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm ZiggyD, and thanks for watching.